All right, let's now dig into section 2. Now what section 2 does is it says, all right, to create great 5-4-1s, we need to get to know the 5 chord, the 4 chord, and the 1 chord. So if you look at your handout here, on the bottom of page 1, as section 2, there's a C harmonica there for your reference. So remember, we talk theory, we talk C harmonica, second position key of G. So in the key of G, G is your 1 chord. And I've put on the bottom there just a reminder for you, G, B, D, and F. Simply stated, if you play your Gs, 2 draw, 6 blow, 9 blow, 3 blow as well, your Bs, 3 draw, 7 draw, Ds, 1 draw, 4 draw, 8 draw, and Fs, 2 draw, whole step bend, 5 draw, 9 draw. If you play those notes, you're going to match. On the 4 chord, same thing, C, E, G, B flat. If you play those notes on the 4 chord, you're going to match. And the 5 chord, D, F sharp, A, C. So what I've done for you, if you go to the next page, page 2, is I've listed vertically here for you what all notes match from the lowest sounding note to at least the 6th hole in the harmonica, and then you can go ahead and continue and finish that for hole 7, 8, 9, and 10. And what you see here on the 5 chord is, again, I listed all the D, F sharps, A's, and C's. So on the bottom there's 1 blow, there's C. That's the flat 7th, so it's going to have a fairly bluesy sound. 1 draw is D, that's the root note. So it's going to be a real solid note. We're going to see a lot of 1 draw Ds. The 2 draw half step bend, it's a challenging bend, but we use that a lot in our arpeggios. Basically an arpeggio is multiple notes of a chord played one right after another. And simply stated, our best 5-4-1 licks and our best players out there play a lot of notes of that chord, commonly in an arpeggio type fashion. So the more notes of the 5 chord you use, sequentially, the cooler the lick's going to sound. So that 2 draw half step bend is used. 3 draw whole step bend, that's the 5th. By the way, the 2 draw half step bend was the major third of the chord. 3 draw whole step bend, again, a challenging note to hit. 4 blows the flat 7th, 4 draws the root note, 6 draws the 5th. So basically I'm just saying that those are the notes of the chord, they will match. When you're playing the notes that are bent, just listen very carefully that your intonation, basically how well you can play in tune, is as on as possible. And this is where having a chromatic tuner is very helpful to make sure that you're dead on the right pitch. We're using the A harmonica, so 3 draw at the 3 draw whole step bend, let's see here, E, G sharp, G, that would be F sharp. So on your tuner, 3 draw whole step bend is F sharp. Then we go to the note G would be your 3 draw half step bend, and 3 draw would be G sharp. You're going for your 2 draw half step bend, well 2 draw is E, so 2 draw half step bend would be E flat or D sharp. So write that down and try to dial in those bends, and we're going to do that in just a moment. You also see listed to the right of that, there's B. In parentheses, 3 draw, because that's where B is found on your C harmonica, equals the 6th. The 6th note is kind of an honorary chord tone. We won't commonly hold on it, but you'll see in our arpeggios, when we're playing note after note of the chord, that it is pretty commonly used. So is E, which is 2 blow, 5 blow, and that's going to be the 9th. We'll use that every now and again. So for the most part, you can somewhat ignore those, but be aware of that those are notes we'll occasionally see in our runs. Now keep in mind, we don't have to only hit those notes, but if we're going to hold a note, they should be a note of the chord. So if I'm going to hold a note and present it as, hey, check this note out, it's going to be a note of that chord. We look at the 4 chord, we see the same idea. I would like you to grab a pen and around that 4 chord, write in blow, exclamation point. Because look, it's 1 blow, 2 blow, 3 blow, 4 blow, 5 blow, 6 blow, all blows. So you could simply pay attention on that 5 chord, because the 5 chord's difficult. That's our toughest chord to play in second position. When the 4 chord comes, if you want to play the note that matches, blow, anywhere on the harmonica. 3 draw half step bend is also in there, and that's our flat 7th. That's a really bluesy note, and it's a very cool note to use in the 4 chord. Make sure you're at the 3 draw half step bend pitch. If you're a little bit too low or a little bit too high, it doesn't sound good. Our honorary chord tones are A, which is the 6th, and D, which is the 9th. And we'll see a lot of 3 draw half step bend, our flat 7th, 3 draw whole step bend, passing to our 1 chord. So that's a nice little combination to use. Now, what do we do with all this? What I'm going to do is I'm going to play along with the track I've provided for you. And what this is it's a shuffle that goes 5 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord. So the 5 chords for 1 bar, 4 chords for 1 bar, and then the 1 chord is for 2 bars. And it just keeps on looping. It loops 30 times. So it gives you a chance to practice what we're going to do right now. Our first goal is to really get to know each note that matches each chord before we start creating a whole bunch of cool licks. In the end, if you just want to get to work, just start studying the licks. But if you want to know which notes work and why, that's what we're doing right now. This will also help you to dial in your bends. Instead of running through a 2-draw half-step bend, 3-draw whole-step bend, in a fast triplet rhythm, and hoping you're hitting the pitch right, hoping that you're playing the bends in the correct, hitting the right note, then you want to really make sure you practice slowly. You don't want to fool yourself that you're hitting the right notes. Play it slowly. That's always an important thing to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start on the bottom notes. So I hit play. So I'm going to play 1 blow for the 5 chord. Oh, let me grab the right track here. So I'm going to hit 1 blow for the 5 chord, 1 blow for the 4 chord, then I'll go to 2-draw. Now the reason why the 2-draw and 6 blow are not in parentheses is because that's the root note. That's our resolution note. And most of our 5-4-1 licks are going to go there. What about 1-draw, 3-draw, and 4-draw? They're there. Yeah, you can go there. It just won't send as strong of a message of resolution, and that's okay. That 2-draw pitch could be in your turnaround or maybe the beginning of the next chorus. You don't always have to resolve each lick because that too can get old. What about the flat 7th of the chord, the 2-draw whole step bend, 5-draw, 9-draw, the F of the GBDF chord? Our goal right now is not really to introduce dissonance. It's to have that sense of resolution of the 5-4-1. All right, so I'm going to put my jam track on. I'm going to play 1 blow, then I'll go to 2-draw. Take a listen first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that worked. I'm going to try now 1-draw to 1 blow. Man, that worked pretty nice. How about I go 1-draw, 2 blow, 2-draw. So what we're doing is we're going through each note of each chord and we're experimenting with their ordering. So why don't we do this? Let's do this together, and I want you to practice with your track by yourself, experiment with different combinations, but let me go ahead and work with you in some guided play. So let's go together, 1 blow, 2-draw. Here we go. Okay, let's try the 1-draw. That's the root note. Here we go. 1 blow to 2-draw. Now, 1 draw to 2 blow to 2-draw. Now let's go 2-draw half step to 2 blow. It's a tough note to hit. Let's go 2-draw to 2-draw half step. Hitting a bend dead on can be challenging. A good way to lead into it is to come from below or from above. In this case, it'll be easier if we go 2-draw half step. So it's like a pickup, right? 1, 2, 3, 2 to the half step, and then go to the blow. So you'll find that a little bit easier. Let's try that. 2-draw to half step, and we'll go to 2 blow. Here we go, 2-draw, 2 blow. Now later, it'll turn into a lick like this. So by itself, it might sound, it's not the best sounding note, but in that lick, that was pretty cool. Let's go a 3-draw whole step to half step to release. Well, that's pretty neat, huh? So again, 3-draw whole step, 3-draw half step, 3-draw. Do the same, but finish with 2-draw. Let's go 4 blow, 3-draw half step in. That sounds really bluesy because 4-blow is the flat 7th of the 5 chord. That's our bluesy note of the chord. 3-draw half step in is the flat 7th of the 4 chord. That's our bluesy note. And then we go to our 2-draw. That's a pretty nice sound. Let's do that again. 4-blow to 3-draw half step, then the 2, of course. Let's try a 4-draw to 4-blow. If you know how to do octaves, let's turn those into octaves. 4-draw octave, 4-blow octave. Let's try 4-blow to 5-blow, then 6-blow. Well, that's a nice combination. Let's try that in octaves. Yeah, let's go for 6-draw. This is a really nice high note. 6-blow, and again 6-blow. So I think you get the idea. Your goal right now is to experiment with the notes, get to know which notes match. And again, don't worry if you're not familiar with what's the root and what's the flat 7th. You're just experimenting to see what matches, getting used to the flow of that 5-4 to 1. The 5 chord, there it is. I've given to you. Those are the notes that match. Just trust that they match. Give them a try. So let's go to our next step on this.